Alright guys, our first test of the semester is coming up tomorrow on Tuesday here. So I'm going to give you your parallel review here video. I'm not doing the 3 stars, so if you want to look at the 3 stars, because it's coming to my attention, most of you just memorize it anyway. The study guide is already posted, so you can look there. Okay, so starting with number 5, guys, this whole test is whether or not you can factor. Alright, so the first thing is I have only 2 numbers there. I've got my 45x squared and my 15x cubed. So what I'm going to look for, if I only have 2 factors, I got 2 choices. I've got difference of 2 squares, or I've got GCF. Those are my only options for this. Okay, so first of all, if I need to use difference of 2 squares, there needs to be a difference. And again, difference is to subtract. So clearly I'm not going to use that here. But the other case is you need everything to be perfect squares. I see a cube in here, so there's no way I can use difference of 2 squares. I'm going to go ahead and GCF this. So GCF is what can I divide both of these things by? I can divide everything by 15, and I can also take out an x squared. Because my second number has an x cubed, my first number has an x squared, therefore each of them I can take out at least 2 x's. Okay, 45 divided by 15 is 3, x squared divided by x squared is 1. Alright, the second one there, 15 divided by 15 is 1, x cubed divided by x squared is x. So there's your first one there. All right, we're just going to move on quickly here because most of this test is pretty much the same thing. Okay, number 6. All right, it's just asking you to factor. Okay, so first thing I check is GCF every single time. There isn't one. A is 1 here, so that makes my life a little easier. I'm going to go ahead and look at what multiplies to negative 24 and adds to 2. Okay, so that is going to be 6 and 4, okay, with the 4 being negative. All right, and then I can go ahead, because A is 1, I can go ahead and go straight to my answer. Okay, guys, remember the order does not matter, so you can go ahead and say x minus 4, then x plus 6, or how it's written there. It is up to you, so just look, this is a multiple choice section, so just look at your answer choices for that. Okay, number 7, again, another factoring question. Okay, it's first step is always GCF. Well, there isn't one here, so if there's not a GCF, then you go ahead and you use AC method. Okay, so AC would tell me that my A times my C is negative 5. So what multiplies to negative 5 and adds to 4 gives me 5, and negative 1 would be that. Okay, AC method then tells you need to rewrite. So 5x squared plus 5x minus 1x minus 1. The order doesn't matter, however, you just got to be careful with it. Just watch your signs. Okay, when you have 4 terms, you go ahead and group. Alright, first set of parentheses, my GCF is 5x, so that leaves me x plus 1 on the inside. My second one, my GCF is negative 1, which gives me x plus 1. Remember, our goal is to get our parentheses to match. When we have it matching, we know we've done this correctly. So finally, my answer here will be 5x minus 1 and x plus 1. Okay? Number 8, again, just another factoring question. Okay? Okay, GCF at first. There is a GCF. GCF is 2. I can take 2 out of everything. If I do that, I am left with x squared plus 15x plus 56. Okay, now what I'm looking for is what multiplies to 56, adds to 15. Okay, that would be 7 and 8. Again, my A is 1 here, so I can go ahead and go straight to my answer. Okay, now don't forget you took out a GCF of 2, so that's a part of your answer. Okay, number 9 should be pretty easy. All right, it is a difference of 2 squares. Again, when you only have 2 factors there, you've got to look at your options. It's either difference of 2 squares or GCF. In this case, I have a difference, and both of them are squares, so I can use difference of 2 squares. Remember, all that requires you to do is take the square root of the second number. So it's x plus 12 and x minus 12. So that should be a nice, easy one for you. Anytime you have difference of 2 squares, it should be pretty quick because there's not a lot of work to do. All right, number 10. Number 10 is the first one on here that you could potentially use the quadratic formula for. You don't need to. However, it's one of the first ones. Number 11 and 12, you can do it. as well as the all the free response questions are available for quadratic formula. You don't need to use it on all of them. However, if you chose to, you would be able to get to your answers. Okay, so number 10, all right, we've already actually factored what multiplies to 56 and adds to 15. So I already know that's x plus 7 and x plus 8. Okay, now I go ahead and set my extra step, which is just setting both parentheses equal to 0 and solving. Okay, so this one subtract 7, this one is subtract 8. Okay, and then guys, your answer is just going to be written like this, just so that way you are aware of how it looks. Okay, when it comes to free response, you could leave it like it is on the left-hand side there. However, on the multiple choice, it will be written like how it is on the right. Okay, number 11. Okay, number 11 starts off easy, but it's meant to trick you, so you have to read. I know that's tough for some of us, but we need to read our questions. Okay, so I need to, first off, I start with 1 multiplies to negative 21 and adds to 4. Okay, so that is going to be 7 and 3, with the 3 being negative. All right, so that means my parentheses start as x plus 7 and x minus 3. I go ahead and set each one equal to 0. Okay, then I just solve. So this one here, I have x equals negative 7, x equals positive 3. Now, this question, the key to getting this question right is sitting right here. All right, it says if x is greater than or equal to 1, greater than 1, okay? That means my answer needs to be bigger than 1. So only one of those answers is correct, and it's the one that's positive in this case. So that would be x equals 3. Do not be tempted to pick. There will be an answer choice on your test that'll have both sitting there. You do not want to pick that one in this case because it's asking specifically only for the positive one. Okay, number 12, solve the following quadratic equation. Okay, right? Again, only 2 terms, so your choice is difference of 2 squares or GCF. In this case, I can't use difference of 2 squares, so GCF it is. All right, my GCF here is going to be 10x, all right, which would leave me on the inside with x plus 5. Now, what you have to do here is you have to set everything equal to 0. So that means your GCF gets set equal to 0. So does your parenthesis. Okay, both get set equal to 0. Quickly solve them. So x is going to be 0 from the first one and negative 5 from the second one. Okay, just make sure everything gets set equal to 0 and go ahead and solve. All right. Number 13, 14, and 15. Okay, right away it tells you that, hey, you have this hint of I squared equals negative 1, which means none of your answers should have I squared in them. You need to take care of that because it is told to you what I squared actually is. All right. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and just do my straight multiplication here. All right, 4 times negative 9 is negative 36. I times I is I squared. Okay, we know that I squared is negative 1. All right, so therefore my final answer here would be 36. Okay, moving on to 14, I'm going to kind of rush through this, so I don't have to make 2 videos here. Okay, number 14, I see a sign in the middle, so I go ahead and I distribute it into the second one. So I have 2 plus 3i is, the second side is going to be plus 10 now, and a minus 9i. Go ahead and combine your like terms. Okay, so that would be 12 minus 6i. You are done with that one. Okay, number 15 is a FOIL problem, so go ahead and distribute, okay, your numbers correctly here. So I would have 21 plus 63i minus 6i minus 18i squared. Okay, as I go through this here, combine your like terms. So I have 21 plus 57i. Okay, remember guys, I squared is equal to negative 1. So really this back half looks like this. Okay, so that would leave me with really this. All right, I now have 2 like terms. I have 21 and 18. Add them together to get your final answer of 39 plus 57i. Okay, so there you go. There's that. That's that part of it. All right, number 16, which is your last multiple choice question of the test, says use the discriminant. Okay, you should have the discriminant formula from the front page. So go back and check it if you're not sure. Okay, the formula is b squared minus 4ac. Go ahead and just plug in your values here. So it's negative 7 squared minus 4 times 4 times 10. okay? I get 49 here, I have negative 160 here. Now remember, discriminant just tells you about the number of solutions, right? So all I care about is it negative, is it 0, is it positive? Right here I can clearly tell this is going to end up being a negative number, which would tell me that my solution are going to be 2 imaginary solutions. Okay, I can see that. All right, that ends your multiple choice section. You get to your free response section here, okay? On the free response section, again, quadratic formula works on all of these. However, you do not have to use the quadratic formula on all of these. It is up to you. First one, okay? I would look different to 2 squares, not squares, so I move on to say, okay, it's got to be a GCF. All right, so when I'm doing my GCF here, I realize that, sorry, 6x can come out of both of these, and leaving me with x minus 4 on the inside. I go ahead and set both equal to 0. All right, and I end up with x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 4. All right, number 18, check for a GCF first. There isn't one. So I go ahead and do my AC method. My AC method here tells me to multiply to negative 20, okay, which is go and add to 19, so it's 20 and negative 1. Go ahead and rewrite, and I'm sorry guys, I'm going fast here, because I expect you guys should know how to do this hopefully by now, because this is nothing new. Okay, 4 terms, go ahead and group. All right, first group I can take out a 5x. All right, the second group I can take out a negative 1. All right, both parentheses will give me x plus 4. Go ahead and set both of those equal to 0. The first one, if I set it equal to 0, solving for it, I'm going to get x is going to be 1/5 from the first parenthesis, okay, and negative 4 from the second parentheses. And again, that is just from setting equal to 0, okay. Number 19, okay, difference of 2 squares, all right. So all I got to say is what's the square root of 36? It's 6, so I have x plus 6, x minus 6, okay. Then set them both equal to 0, you will be left with x equals 6 and negative 6, okay. Pretty straightforward there. All right, number 20 is the only question on this that you are absolutely required to do quadratic formula. There is no way around it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and fill this in. The opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c, okay, all over to a, okay? So again, guys, first I told you take care of what's underneath that square root. Okay, so what's underneath the square root is all that stuff. So you type it in your calculator, you get 12 out of that. All right, of course on the bottom I have 4. Okay, I now need to simplify that root. Okay, simplifying this root, I realize the best perfect square to go into 12 is 4. What multiplies by 4 to get 12 is 3. I can take the square root of 4, okay, and get this here. Okay, now that right there, I will accept that as an answer. Okay, I will accept that and you will get credit for that. But there is a better answer. The best answer for this would be to go ahead and see, can I reduce anything? Is there something that I can divide 6, 2, and 4 by? Obviously the answer is yes. So I go ahead and divide everything by 2, and I end up with 3 plus or minus the root 3 all over 2. Okay. Now, if you can get to the final reduced form, I'll give you extra credit on that question. Okay. However, I will accept the unreduced form as well. That is your test. So, if you have questions, please email me. Again, we're taking it tomorrow on Tuesday. If you miss Tuesday, I expect you to take it Wednesday. Yeah. Other than that, I think I am finished.